Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Just a Podcast. I'm here with Alaina today, and just as always, we're just going to jump right into it.
I can, think back to the first time I was in that Barnes& and Noble, and it was just opened, and I got The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which
Okay.
I'm sure is bringing nostalgia to a lot of people.
Yes.
That was my favorite book, just so many good times. Harry Potter releases,
Okay.
growing up in Flag, it's so. Flag's, I think one of its charms is that it's so nostalgic.
Mhm.
There's just so much of it that is not very innovative. And so a lot of times in that Barnes and Noble, I think we had Blockbuster for
Okay.
so long. Yeah, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Video City was there for a long time.
Okay.
We were really the last to get with the times.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we had our Kmart for a very long
Oh
time too.
snap!
Yeah.
Kmart. Yeah, I
Kmart.
remember
Yeah.
Kmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of good times there.
Kmart.
Yeah. And
Holy moly!
I know. Isn't it crazy?
It's just
I know. I can't believe that was ever Kmart. Yeah, but we definitely had that. I'm trying to think of what else was really out there. Um, but yeah, it was a really good time to just be nostalgic. Is
Mhm.
Flag. A lot of people have historic vehicles. It's
Okay.
yeah, yeah. There are not a lot of, I guess, really big innovations that are
Mhm.
in the foreseeable future besides what's happening with the university. And I think that's really making people get with the times because of all of these young people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping downtown still stays that.
Just old timey look
Yeah,
to it.
I need it, man.
It just
I
I
need
still
it.
need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep. I've got to have it. Yeah.
As a kid, with that Starburst and the Barnes and Noble, did
Hmm.
you ever get the vanilla bean shake? The
Yes.
banana bread. That was just your
Yes.
meal for the day. You ready to go there?
Absolutely.
Done for the day.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
It's actually very funny. I had a lot of teeth problems. I have had like that very classic British bad teeth problem.
Oh,
This has a
okay.
point, I promise. So basically, when I was about like 12 or 13, I had to get the remainder of my baby teeth pulled. And I had like 8 teeth pulled. It was a huge drag.
Mm.
That was the first time I had a vanilla bean frappuccino. It was
Okay.
after that appointment. I never had one again. Terrible negative associations.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because I didn't get it. I never understood it. Girls were coming to school with it, and my mom had no idea. But after the
Hmm.
appointment, I was doped up. I couldn't do anything, and I was
Yeah.
so hungry. And my mom, she goes and she was like, of course. She was like, the barista said this is like what everyone's having.
Yeah, this is it. You gotta have it.
She'll love it. And
Yeah.
that was ultimately, yep, that was my first time with a vanilla bean frappuccino.
As a kid, at burger joints, what was the perfect combo? Burger, fries, and drink, or burger, fries, and a shake?
Oh my god, burger, fries, and shake.
Okay.
Yeah, heck yeah. It gotta be strawberry shake.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to think of. I used to always be a Burger King person.
Okay. Burger
There it
King.
is.
Burger King.
Burger King, and my mom was always Wendy's, but Burger King,
Okay.
I felt like their strawberry shake reigned supreme until I went to an In-N-Out Burger,
And then just
and
Burger
then
King, you're over here
and then
right
I was
now.
like, Burger King will never know. But what's like so funny? What won me over social media wise was Wendy's. Wendy's
Okay.
social media needs a raise because of
Oh
their
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The little.
They're so funny.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely Burger King person. Could never stomach McDonald's unless it was their apple pies.
Okay.
Oh my god.
They're apple
God.
pies.
So good. McFlurry.
Yes,
McFlurry.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Always. Were you an Oreo McFlurry or were you M&M?
M&M McFlurry. It was the M&M McFlurry and the cookies.
Oh, the cookies.
The cookies at
Yeah.
McDonald's are just fantastic.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip, nothing fancy here,
Mhm.
just chocolate chip, and
Mhm.
you get them. They were hot, they were
Mhm.
fresh,
Mhm.
and
So good.
great.
Yeah. I also loved the hot and spicy McChicken.
Okay.
That was one that I really didn't think I would like until my sister got it. I can't remember the last time I got like legit fast food. Just
Mm.
I can't remember. That's something that I need to do now, though, is that French fry and shake. That salt and
Oh
sweet.
yeah, just
Oh,
fantastic.
I'm 8 years old again. Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
Happy Meals, the toy you get in
Yeah.
there. Oh my gosh,
Oh my God.
fantastic.
That was so much fun. I'm trying to think of. I went crazy when Mulan came out. I tried to
Yes.
get all of the Mulan toys.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that. That was such a good time. Um, McDonald's, I think, reigned supreme. No, Sonic had the best kids' meal toys. Did you
Oh,
ever go to
they had
Sonic?
toys?
Yeah, they did. And they were always like
What?
two-part toys. I know, like, you're so used to just getting like one little piece wrapped in plastic, but
Mm-hmm.
no, there are absolutely Sonic. Sonic had the
Yeah.
best toys. Yeah.
Their food was great as a kid.
My
You know,
God.
how it was wrapped, it kind of had that old timey look, and then you open
Mhm.
it, and that bun
Mhm.
and the bird
Mhm.
just looked
Mhm. Mhm.
fantastic.
That was high living. When you went to Sonic, you
Yes.
were like,
Oh
um,
snap.
graduating from sixth grade.
Yep.
You know, my sister had like gymnastic meets. You know,
Mhm.
piano recitals, whatever. You were celebrating when you went to Sonic.
Yes.
You were high rolling. I
Oh yeah,
loved
it was
that.
the celebration place. You know, your
Yeah.
parents, haven't had junk food in a while. There's a little
Mhm.
treat for sweet.
Mhm.
Are you
Mhm.
kidding me? Of course I want this.
Yep.
Yes, I need a lot of this.
Yes, 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 yes. Maybe it was high rolling because they knew that we would take advantage of it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that that was my thing is that once we're here, I'm going to actually want something besides my typical drink. I am going to want something more than a
Oh
shake
yeah.
because we are
We're
here.
here. We
Yeah,
gotta
win
get
in
it.
Rome, win in Sonic.
Yes. when it's
Yes,
Sonic.
love that.
M&M blast. Oh snap.
Aha!
Whew,
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to think of.
gosh, those things were
Oh my God,
amazing.
those blasts were absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
Just offensive. It was so good. It was just
Yeah.
rude. Ugh.
it's just so tall.
I
It's
know,
just so
it's so
tall.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were so great. I'm trying to think of. There was one. I think it was the chocolate cream pie shake.
Okay.
There was one that my sister had, and she got me so addicted to it. It's so weird that I can't remember it because that was like one summer. Another summer was McDonald's sweet tea.
Oh, I've had this treat too. Oh
The like
yeah.
giant sweet tea.
They're
That's
just
got to be
big.
like 600 calorie sweet tea. That's like
yeah.
committing to the sweet tea.
Yes.
That was another good summer. It
Mhm.
was McDonald's sweet tea summer. Oh yeah.
What video games did you play as a kid? And you maybe listen to the soundtrack, or you look back at them gameplays, and it just instant nostalgia. Or you just play it again, just
Yeah, just
right
like
back to 10-year-old you with a box of pizza and a soda, just
yeah.
eating through the cutscenes and just playing the
Oh my
game.
God. Well, for me, I was a lot of very, right after real classic gaming came out. And this is like kind of when games had a narrative.
Mhm.
So I was a lot of Mario. That
Okay.
was so fun because games before that really didn't have a narrative. You just kind of went from point A to point B and that was it.
Mhm.
And then once it was like, oh, you're saving like, you're saving the princess and you have a sidekick and friends and all these different things kind of like lined up and it just made gaming such a more interactive experience. So I did a lot of Mario.
Okay.
And then it was what happened next that really just blew my mind? Crash Bandicoot.
Oh snap!
Blew
Crash
my mind.
Bandicoot.
Loved that. Crash Bandicoot was next. And then at this point, we've got like the whole neighborhood in. And this is like when you would trade games with everybody.
okay.
So we had Crash Bandicoot, all of the Crash Bandicoot games. And then we got Spyro. And then that's when like the big Pokemon era came. And then all of kind of like the racing games.
Mhm.
This is actually when I kind of started to dabble in more thriller games.
Okay.
And I totally have regrets. I was scared out of my brains when I played the first Silent Hill. And I was at a friend's house.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was young. You were probably just born, but oh my God. Yikes, super scary. But then I got into Rainbow Six. And that was
okay.
so fun. I loved Rainbow Six. And I got it from my sister who got it from like the neighbor guy.
Okay.
He was an older kid, but I remember, oh my God, I loved that. Such strategy game. And that was, again, another big turn for gaming,
Mhm.
just becoming more interactive, more realistic. And then I quickly hopped on The Sims train.
Oh,
That
snap.
was really
The
the end of my
Sims.
PC gaming. Was it ended at The Sims. I
Okay.
loved it. Loved The Sims. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. But yeah, going back to just thinking about PlayStation 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved Kingdom Hearts. That
Okay.
was my that was my game. My sister played it, and she got so far, and then she kind of grew out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's fine. But I played it through. God, it was just such a.
It's just
It just
great.
yes, it's just I just
No words,
completely fell
just.
at it. I was somebody who was really excited for Kingdom Hearts 3,
Mm-hmm.
which I think went over a lot of just the gaming community's head. Everyone was like, "Why? Why?" Um, and it was, in my opinion, I feel like I got off the hype train after it was delayed like the third or fourth time. But another one, Final Fantasy, that was another big one that just
Mm-hmm.
seemed to like blow up. Final Fantasy, my God, I played Final Fantasy 10, and
Okay.
my God, that was like the first time. It's such a confusing times. I was an adolescent, and I was just like, oh my God, they're in love. Just like, again, this is like the first time that like games are kind of displaying
Mm-hmm.
relationships, and how can we make this more linear and more storytelling? And I absolutely just went head over heels for that. And then I
Yeah.
played 10 too, like a lot of people, and
Okay.
that was kind of a disappointment in the follow up to the game before. But I don't. It's funny to think about games that you were dissatisfied with. It got to a
Yeah.
point where you could have an objective opinion about it, but that was, oh my God, that was so fun. I always think of Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon on a Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I had Pokemon Yellow. And I also played Tarzan. Like, do you remember when Disney Tarzan came out? Maybe?
Yes.
Okay. That had an excellent Game Boy game.
Okay.
But the way that it saved was through passwords. And it was like, write down this password because you've reached it to like this level.
Yeah.
But if you forgot the password, you
Oh,
had to
snap.
go all the way back and play it.
Yeah.
Totally broken. But oh my God, so fun. So fun. I really miss just Game Boys. Game Boys were so much
Mm-hmm.
fun. And again, another great, everybody just, I remember going out to recess and we would all trade games. And it was always just like, yeah, it was just
Yeah.
always so silly, kind of going. I remember anticipating games from other people
Oh
being
yeah.
like, being like, oh my God, I'm next to
That's
get this one.
good. Yeah.
And then trading that. And then the real game changer was the SP, the Game Boy SP. And that was because you could put that thing in your pocket, and just
Okay.
because it was smaller, kind of the competition to make everything smaller started to happen.
Yeah.
um, and that was so fun, and a lot of Kingdom Hearts games before it went to major Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3 were um, on portable gaming, and that's when I had to get not only the SP, but then things started to happen with like the PlayStation Portable and
Mm-hmm.
PSP, and then the PlayStation Go, and then the PlayStation Vita, which makes me nostalgic because it was
Yeah.
still like 10 years ago. But um, those were all really fun. I do think about that a lot. I think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Good
dang,
times.
good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
What about in the teen years? Did you branch into Uncharted,
Yes.
any Naughty Dog
Yes, I
games?
am Naughty Dog fiend. When I
Okay.
saw my dad got me a PlayStation 3 for Christmas.
Mhm.
And my first game that I played was right after I saw the ad for it, and it was for Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
That's what I jumped on. I
So
I
so
saw that. Like, me and my sister were watching it, and it was such an interesting. And they were playing that the theme music like from House. I don't know if you
okay.
saw House, but it has like a very specific intro song. I
Mhm.
can't for life of me for remember it, but they played that in the uh, in this advertisement, and I was just like, oh, House. And then I was like, oh,
Whoa.
wait. And then they were like, Assassin's Creed, and I was like, okay, I gotta
So
play that.
yeah.
And then that's what I got on to. And then right after I beat Assassin's Creed, this was a great time for gaming in my opinion though. And I was like, oh man, after I beat Assassin's Creed, which was so just amazing, I loved it. I was like, what am I gonna do now? And then went to GameStop, saw the big cutout for Uncharted. And I was like, okay. And then that was the next one. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And
Yeah.
I just absolutely, that was amazing.
Mhm.
I loved that. And I love the supernatural aspect. The Last of Us has built so many relationships for me. When
Okay.
I got The Last of Us, it was the summer that I graduated college. So a lot of my good friends that I had made in college were leaving. They were either going home, they got jobs. Um, I saw the bulk of my friends just leave. And when The Last of Us came out, I had suddenly every reason to talk to anyone because I'd be like, well, have you played The Last of Us? And they'd be like, what? No. And I'm like, I'm coming over with my PlayStation. We're playing The
I'm ready
Last
to
of Us.
go.
And I met my one of my best friends, Margaret. Me and her played. We played like Heavy Rain. Um,
Okay.
she had such a different gaming style than I did, and introduced me to so much more.
Mhm.
Just really. We played such weird games like Quantic Dream. There is this game, Indigo Prophecy, that is just so weird. And it came out, in the 2000s.
Okay.
It was not, but we just played it really late. We were
Yeah.
late on that, but um, I had to play it,
Oh yeah.
with her. I had to play it with her friend, who is also still a friend of mine now, and we kind of established our friend group that way. And then fast forward like a year, and I met my long-term boyfriend now. That was a huge catalyst to us like being together. I was like, you have to like The Last of
He's
Us.
like,
Not really, but I
yeah.
told him, I was like, we have to play this. And when I left my PlayStation in the game over, he was like, "Oh, I beat it," and I was like, "Oh, I was supposed to be
Dagnabbit.
there,"
Oh
even though I've
yeah.
seen the ending all these times, and then he ended up playing it with other people. I loved The Last of Us.
Okay.
I really loved that. Yeah, yeah. Long story short, The Last of Us, my heart.
Mhm.
Part 2 is supposed to come out, and it's supposed to be
Mhm.
like 10 years in the future, I think.
I think don't
Yeah,
really know what's
yeah.
going on. They been keeping it kind of secret.
Super secret. I am
Yeah.
so excited for that. That's such an innovational series. I absolutely was thrilled with all of their storytelling, all of their character development. And I think that's one thing I know, like, just, and I know that you can appreciate this too, as somebody who
Mhm.
just appreciates good cinema
Oh
and
yeah.
storytelling. That so many games kind of have like this weird moment where they kind of fall flat, or they kind of feel like the character that you're playing is super one dimensional. You
Yeah.
kind of
Like
have like
ooh.
weird ebbs and flows to
Mhm.
it. And I felt like I had never fallen in love with characters so hard like I did Joel and Ellie. Like
Mhm.
you just root for them so hard.